Hello everyone, welcome back to the Adobe Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge number 3. This is the third day today here at the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. As you will probably know, if you joined us before in the previous challenges, my name is Clary and I'm going to be your host for those 2 amazing fun-filled week of challenges. But I'm gonna jump right in the chat, and I can see all my makeup coming down because it's super hot in here. But I want to say hi to all of you joining me here. I can see Wade, I can see here Jotirmia, Christelle, Megan, Matt, Gus. Hi Gus, how's it going? I can see Steve, fantastic, Carol, Pearl, Quentin, Paco. Fantastic. That's great. And I can see Colby, Black Becky. Now I know to pronounce your name. I'm so thankful. So if I ever misspell your name, just shoot me a message on Discord. And speaking on Discord, let's jump into our fantastic landing page so I can tell you all about these challenges and of course our amazing Discord. So let me know if you see my screen right here, and I'm gonna jump back into the chat real quick just to make sure that everything is okay. George Carmona, yes, you met it, and JD and Rocio from Argentina, Dimitri from Moscow, and David from Panama. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here with me. So if you're new to those amazing stream, what you need to know is that the place where you can find all the information regarding the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge is our fantabulous landing page. Our landing page is on behance.net/challenge/illustrator. The first thing that you gotta do is to click on the big blue button here at the top of the page in order to be reminded every day of your daily dose of Illustrator here on the Daily Creative Challenge. And also when you scroll down, you can unlock as magic each single day one fantastic challenge. Today, as I mentioned, is day number 3. We're gonna explore how to create a neon typeface illustration, and I'm gonna jump right on in just a second. But while I keep giving some instruction for those of you that are new here, make sure to click on Get Started, and you will be able to open our neon folder. Now, in the neon folder, you can find a neon illustration file and also a text file. Laura says neon, yes, it's gonna be neon, and I'm gonna give you another little preview. Is about Stranger Things. I've done an amazing stream with Voodoo Val, and if you actually head on my website, iamclady.com/video, you can find that over here. It's called Design Off. Let me refresh it so you'll be able to see what's going on over here with the cover. So it's me and the wonderful Voodoo Val, and you can find even more information. So we decided to do a stream on Stranger Things, and many of you have asked me to dive a little bit more in depth into the techniques, as me and Voodoo Val were enjoying ourselves and doing a battle at the time. So today we can zero in on the neon, and we're gonna learn these amazing new techniques. But before I mention Discord, so if you're wondering how to join our fantastic community, it's very simple. All you have to do, if you still are on the landing page, is click on the community chat, and you'll be transported into the wonderful world of our international designer illustrator community chat called Discord. Now, if also feeling lazy, don't want to go into the landing page, don't worry, got a shortcut for you coming right up here. So is bit.ly/AI Discord. There will be an invite for you to bring you into our fantastic community, which is right here. And I'm gonna fly on the other side of the screen, whoops, just like so. And as you can see, the place where you really wanna start to hang out is the feedback channel. In fact, when you click on the challenge channel over here, you will be able to share your work like all of these amazing people have done. As you can see, yesterday challenge was to create an invitation, and we can find so many wonderful invitations here, and you will receive feedback from the wonderful mentor. We have Andrew Ocradle, we have Colby, we have Jack Watson, the wonderful Kathleen Martin, Rocky Rock. We have so many amazing people here. Looking forward to see what you do, and I always get inspired. Also, feel free to ping me, as I was saying Black Becky that is here in the chat with us, told me how to pronounce her name because I didn't know, and also it's a fantastic opportunity just to interact and say hello. But make sure to share your work here and also on Behance. Yesterday I gave you a little bit of a tip on how to share your work on Behance, and especially you want to include our hashtag, which is AI Daily Challenge. And the reason why I'm suggesting that is because many of you always ask me, how to get visibility, and Behance is a fantastic place where you can get visibility. In fact, if you go on behance.net/galleries/challenges, you'll be able to first of all see some of those amazing challenges, but most importantly, get your work featured. In fact, you'll be able to be handpicked and select in order to be featured into our amazing Illustrator gallery. But if for whatever reason you're not sure, you still want to work on your challenges, make sure to head back into Discord in order to get maybe just some inspiration. Remember, this year the Adobe Live is a safe space to learn and create better things together, of course, in Illustrator. So let's jump and open the app. Hopefully by now all of you have already opened the file. Steve, buongiorno. Steve, your Italian is like better than my English. Buon giovedì, of course. Happy Thursday, everyone. It's almost weekend. I'm already feeling the weekend excitement here, but fantastic. Cornell, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Idea, how are you? I'm doing great. As I say, it's super hot in here. It might be the lights. I can feel my makeup melting on my face, but it's all good. Wade is also sharing there the amazing video with Voodoo Val. I had a blast. Val is an absolutely talented and wonderful artist and human, so it was an absolute pleasure streaming with her, and it was also very fun. Now when you open the file, if there are some of those files missing, is not really a big deal. All they are, I tried to collect some images here in order to have a visual reference for those of you that don't know Stranger Things, but it's nothing like super crazy, and you can work with any sort of artboard that you wish. Now, one important thing though that you want to, if you want to follow along with me during this challenge, is to download the font that I provided for you. Second font of the week. If you want another font, make sure to head back in challenge number 1 and you'll be able to download it from there. And the font in question is called Brian James Bold, and is a free font available online. But the cool things of this font is that it's very similar to the one used for Stranger Things. Of course, there are some editing. It's not exactly the same. There is some things that you can edit. In Illustrator, we can make any magic happens. If you want or need to have the original font the same as per Stranger Things main title, the name is ITC Bengyat Condensed Bold. That's the one that they used in the actual series. So if you want to buy it, that's the name. If you don't want to buy it, I gotcha. I got a similar free font available for you into the starter folder. So let's get started. In order to download your font, in order to use your font, all you have to do is to download it and then double click in order to install it in your machine. It will be available for you to use. So in order to get started here, all I'm gonna do is to click on our type tool and click once into our work in progress. And then, oops, looks like I need to zoom in here. So click on the type tool from our toolbar and then click and drag in order to create a text box. Fantastic. You can type the text of your choice. I'm gonna use a text. For example, we can just keep it consistent with what we're doing. I'm gonna write Illustrator Challenge. So if I can spell, let me see what I'm writing here. Illustrator Challenge. Fantastic, just like so. Then I'm gonna click and drag in order to select the text, and I definitely wanna make it bigger. So as you can see here from our properties panel under character, the point is 12, and I really wanna bring it up maybe to 80. Let's see if that's a decent size. Fantastic. I will probably make it even a little bit larger. Let's say 120. And the reason why I'm going to make it so big is because if we're mainly working with text, we really want to make something really cool. And Jane is saying a neon little alien on your kaleidoscope. How lovely. That's Absolutely fantastic. So I think you're talking about yesterday challenge. I know you guys loved it. I loved it as well. It was very fun, and I'm always super happy to share techniques that you guys enjoy. And remember, if you want to ask me a question, I cannot read the chat that is on YouTube. So you need to head on behance.net/live, and that's the chat that I'll be reading here during our fantastic challenge. But time ticks fast as usual. So let's get going with the work. Now, there are two things that you can do. For example, I can see that the space between Illustrator and challenge is a little bit too wide. So I really want to bring together the text. How do I do that? Very simple. I double click on the text, and then I go back to my properties panel here on the right on my workspace. And I'm going to work in here with the space in between. Now, the space in between is usually set automatically. And what you want to do is to make sure that you edit it. And that's something that I pretty much advise for any sort of typeface or type work that you do. Make sure that you really adjust the text spacing on the letter spacing. So leading, kerning, you really give your personal touch. But also there is another way in which you can do so. So you can either make the distance between the two words and set the leading here a little bit less. I think it was originally the default is for 120 point is 140. I brought it back to 113 because usually when we think about neon, it's never like a large format. Usually the text is quite stuck together in order to make the electricity go through. So let's zoom out, and looks like that this is kind of satisfying. I think I'm happy with that. And then, as usual, because I tend to lose bits and pieces in Illustrator, what I learned to do and I want to share with you is my click and drag and copy technique that allows me to always have a backup saved. So I'm going to click on option and click and drag on my pasteboard outside the artboard just for safekeeping there. So if something happened, we're not happy and working distractively with the text, we can always go back and have a starting point ready to go. Happy Fancy Friday, Steve. It's Friday here already in New Zealand, so happy Thursday to everyone. Happy Friday for everyone that is in New Zealand and in that side of the world. Buon venerdì, Steve. So fantastic. Now that we have a copy and we're ready to go, what I'm gonna do is use the fantastic shortcut Shift Command O that will allow to transform our type into an object. In fact, if you now press Command Y, that is the shortcut to move from the preview view to the outline view, you can see that this here, that is the text, it shows as a letter. Well, this one here is outlined because we're working with actual shapes. Fantastic. So now that we're ready to go and we saw the difference, so we definitely transform our text into a shape. Let's press again on Command Y to go back into our preview mode and start to work with the text. Another way in which you can work with the leading, if you decided perhaps to already outline your text, is press on A on your keyboard and then click and drag on the text that you want to move in order to create an isolated selection. And instead of having both of the text, you just select the text below, and then with the arrow keys you can move it up and down as you wish. And if you want to move it with a bigger distance, so you want to have a bigger increment, all you have to do is click on the shift on the shift key and also the arrow together, just like so. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now in order to start to build my neon is first of all to click on the text and go here to the fill menu, double click, and I'm going to use a pink color because usually the color of the neon are quite bold. And then I'm going to transform it into, I'm going to swap the fill into the stroke by clicking here. You can also use the shortcut Shift X to swap between the fill and the stroke. I'm going to make a stroke, let's see, 4 point looks like is nice and bold, we can see it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click and drag by holding option to create another copy. Then I'm gonna go ahead and click under our effect and I'm gonna go to blur and choose Gaussian blur. And I'm gonna give a first effect of, let's say 6 to start with, and click on OK. And as you can see, we have a little bit of a blur, but not too much. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do another copy of the first one. remember, all you have to do is click on option on Mac, that's alt on window, and give it a little bit more of a blur. So let's go here into the Gaussian blur and give it like perhaps, let's say a 10. Just like so. Of course, now we have like limited time, but in your own time, what I suggest is to create as many transitions as possible. So the next one will be definitely a little bit bolder. So let's say, for example, we can create something nearly perhaps 30, probably 40 is too much. 47 looks nice and cool. And I saw Laura that was talking about the 80. Laura, we're definitely gonna head there if I speed up. So fantastic. What I'm gonna do now is to make sure that we are gonna align those on top of the other. And the reason why I'm using different level of blur is because when you think of a neon, it's not just one blast of light. You have different level of lights that goes through from the center, and then it becomes a little bit blurred and more blurred. So what I'm going to do is to click on the first and bring it up over here by creating a copy. And I'm going to do the same with the second, which was a little bit less blurred, and use Command Shift left curly bracket in order to bring it back below. And I'm going here to the align and make sure that I align to selection and align horizontally and vertically. And I'm just going to keep doing so. So I'm going to create another copy here. Make sure that I press Command Shift left curly bracket to bring it back. Select both and align it to the center horizontally and vertically, just like so. And then we're gonna do it one more time with this a little bit of a bolder blur. And again, make sure that this is at the back. So Command Shift left curly bracket, and then bring it into the center. Oops, need to select them both. Click and drag to select them both and align it vertically and horizontally. And as you can see, we're starting to get our blur of the neon. Now, another thing that perhaps you want to do is to click on the very first one, so the one that it was the main stroke, and I'm going to reduce the stroke here maybe to 2 points, and then go into the stroke color, double clicking here on the color. I'm going to give it like a lighter, maybe a lighter pink. Let's see if we go here from the actual stroke color, we can just make a lighter pink, because usually that's where the bulb is. So where the bulb is, we really want to create an effect of the light being lighter. And here it is. Isn't that amazing? Like in 10 minutes, we create a fantastic neon effect. Laura, and now because I have like 2 minutes left, I want to show you how to give it the proper 80 look. So double click here under the segment tool until you find the rectangular grid tool, and double click to find the option. I'm going to find 10 number of horizontal dividers and 10 of vertical, and click on OK. Click and drag to create your grid. Then bring up the appearance panel from the window menu, just like so, and click on Effect, and then on 3D, and click on Rotate. Now here for the top rotation, I'm going to give it a rotation of 75. Oops, just like so. And then I'm going to bring those to 0. Remember, you can always watch these and go back and use the same setting that I'm using. And then I'm going to move the perspective of my grid just like so. Isn't it super cool? That's like real retro 80 look. So again, 75, 0, 0, and this is a rotation, 3D rotation. And I'm going to click on OK. Fantastic, here we are. We can perhaps change the color of the stroke of the grid, because it took the color of the previous one. Maybe a darker color will look even better, just like so. And or maybe we can make it, let's see, I'm gonna change the color. I got like 3 minutes left. That was too much fun. I wish I had more time to do all these fun things here. And to make the color really pop, what I'll suggest to do is to click on the rectangle tool and click and drag in order to create a backdrop. And I'm gonna switch between stroke and fill using the Shift X shortcut, and I'm gonna assign a darker color, perhaps like a dark blue, just like so. And let's bring it to the back with Command Shift left curly bracket. And here we are. We actually created a pretty cool banner, and of course you can change your size, you can crop as anywhere you want in order to create maybe a postcard or maybe an image for your website, or of course share it into Behance. So in order to share it to Behance, remember your image Steve, this is needs to be an hour. I agree, an hour of fun. And so we need to go ahead and click on the artboard tool, click and drag in order to create your artboard, and then click on return to open the artboard options. And remember, in order to create a nice file that will look awesome on your Behance page, the minimum width is 1400 pixels. So all you have to do is highlight millimeters and click on pixels. The height doesn't really matter, let's say 1000, but what it really matters is the width of the page. Fantastic, just like so. And then all you have to do is to click on your illustration, click and drag to create a copy. And all we have to do is to make sure that our background covers our entire page. And now that you know the trick, you know how to create your neon, you can also create other fantastic elements. It doesn't have to be necessarily type. You can create shapes, you can create maybe an icon, everything you wish. Remember, in order to export, Option Command E, and remember just to select the artboard that you wish to export, just like so, and click on Export Artboard. And here it is, ready to go for Behance, our illustration. Now got like literally 1 minute to go, and before I say goodbye to you, I want to make sure that we head into our schedule, because there is a fun-filled day ahead for us here on Adobe Live. So here it is. We started the day with Paul Trani and getting started a professional designer, and then a Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with the amazing Kathleen Martin, followed by photo retouching with Pierre Lambert. And here we're just finishing up our challenge number 3, neon design in Illustrator. After me, the amazing duo of Nick Longo and Andrew Okrada with packaging design, I believe in Dimension, followed by our Pinsky with challenge number 3 of the day in XD. And to close the day, another wonderful design off session with Voodoo Val and Lisa Marie. So a day not to miss, filled with fun and creativity. I think I got like 1 minute spare. I'm just gonna run through the chat if there is any question. Laura, I'm so glad you love it. I felt that you were on the 80s retro vibes, so fantastic. So let's see. There's Stranger Things meets Tron. Exactly. I love Tron. That's the sort of aesthetic I absolutely, bold, bright and neon. Exactly. Fantastic. Okay, looks like there is no particular questions, and it's time to say goodbye. Remember to head into Discord so you can have your file, your work reviewed, get some feedback, get some inspiration, say hi and join the community. And of course, feel free to ping me and give me a shout anytime that you perhaps want some detailed feedback. I'm always super happy to be there with you. And for those of you who don't know how to share their work on Discord, actually, let me share the one that I've just created here. All you have to do, as I said, is click on the link above, so bit.ly/AI Discord, and then, oops, let me jump on the other side. All you have to do is to click on the plus icon here, and then browse your folders. Now literally I have no idea where this final file is, but I'm gonna pick something else perhaps from my desktop. I probably should have something from yesterday, or maybe not. Let's see. No, here, challenge number 3. Okay, I'm gonna share yesterday work. So what I'm gonna do here is to click on open. All it doesn't matter is that you find a JPEG file. So whatever it is, your design that was yesterday, our invitation, make sure to click on open and then click on upload. When you do so, your design will be uploaded. Don't worry, I'll make sure that as soon as I switch off from here, I'll share the work that I've just created, and I look forward to see yours on Discord and on Behance. Thank you so much for this time together, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, for challenge number 4. Bye everyone. Thank you so much for this time together. Bye.